Welcome, everyone. So glad you could join me today, this May 11th, 2023. You're kidding me. Nope. My name's Tom Coffee. This is the Coffee and Nuance Show. We're streaming live every day on rumble.com/coffeenuance/live. Be sure to bookmark that, and on the YouTube. And today we're going to talk about how to talk about Donald Trump. Yeah. We got to talk about this orange 800-pound gorilla in the room that is our former president, Donald Trump. Some people love him, some people loathe him, and some people just can't stop watching the train wreck. But talking about him with some people of opposing views can be like trying to have a rational conversation with a drunk toddler. It's difficult, frustrating, and you may end up with glitter and Cheerios all over the place. So how do we do it? Well, first off, let's agree on one thing. His hair does look incredible. I mean, seriously, it's a tribute to the wind turbine. But second, let's try to have some common ground. Like, he might, just maybe, come across a little bit like an asshole, right? We can agree on that. Third, if the conversation starts to spiral out of control, just bring it back to that he's a goldmine of unintentional comedy. It's just such a funny character if you look at him as a character and not necessarily as a president. And finally, if all else fails, just remember, take a deep breath and remind yourself that this too shall pass. There you have it, some terrible, probably not productive tips on how to talk about Trump with people of opposing views. But just remember, laughter's the best medicine, and in this case, it may be the only medicine. My name's Tom Coffee. This is the Coffee Nuance Show, the best censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. So yeah, CNN had a town hall last night. Oh my goodness. Yeah, former U.S. President Donald Trump appeared on CNN's town hall for the first time on the network since 2016 to speak about issues such as the 2020 election, Capitol riot, ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, and his former VP, Mike Pence. Trump doubled down on his claims of a rigged election, downplayed the violence at the Capitol, and showed no remorse for what happened. Trump refused to say whether he wants Ukraine to win or Russia to win in the war between those two, and suggested the U.S. should default on its debt obligation. The interview highlighted Trump's challenge of expanding his appeal among moderates and independents who soured on him in 2020. But I really don't know what's more surprising. Trump going on CNN or CNN thinking they could fact check him. Because it's like, you got to ask yourself, who's more believable? And between the two of them, right? And can the answer be no? You know, that's kind of how I saw it. But man, this was really funny to see him. You know, you kind of forget how funny it was if you're a person that can find Trump funny. And, you know, what I talked about at the top was about how do you talk to people that have a totally different opinion on this. And a lot of times you just can't. But you have to find a way to do it. Trump triggers people so much that it really is impossible often for some people to even talk about anything about him whatsoever. And so, you know, the tip that I have is try to get it off of Trump, the person, and try to shift it back to what he says or what he's trying to do. Get it back to the actual issues, not the person himself. Because the person himself just drives people nuts. And if they keep talking about how terrible he is, just be cool and say, yeah, I understand a lot of people think that way. Yeah, I get that he can come off as abrasive. Yeah. Okay, can we get back to the issue, though? Just, if you were calm and just talk about the issue, that's the only way that you're going to be able to relate to someone that just can't even talk about Trump. I know people that are incapable. And so you just might start off with slow bits. Talk about one little thing that he may have said, and then leave it alone. Talk about an issue, and then back off and leave it alone. Honestly, if you bring up 2 points, that may be too much, and it'll blow their mind. That's the thing, is we get really irrational when we're very emotional about a person. And so whether it's Trump for you, or maybe it's Biden, or maybe it's someone else, but if you find yourself getting really, really emotional when talking about a particular person, you might want to step back and think, I may not be looking at this in the most open-minded way. And I know that you want to be an open-minded person, right? But if we're not able to talk about Trump, then we're not able to get out of our bubble. And I think it's really important to be able to get out of your bubble. So that's that. But now that I've talked about Trump, there's also a lot of people that are incapable of having a conversation about Biden. House Republicans have presented evidence of a network of corrupt dealings by the Biden family, including over $10 million in payments from foreign nationals, ties to Romanian influence peddling, and a web of over 20 LLCs with a complicated corporate structure. The committee has identified payments to Biden family members from foreign companies while Joe Biden served as vice president and after he left public office. The memo outlines efforts by the Biden family to hide, conceal, and confuse sources of money, including funds from China. The Republicans are concerned that the DOJ will just indict Hunter Biden on a relatively minor crime and refuse to comment on or produce evidence related to this, to a prosecution that is already underway. So, oh man, it looks like the Biden's family's web of LLCs is giving the Clintons and their shady foundation a run for its money. You know what they say? The family that grifts together stays together. Man, that's a hard word. Grifts. The plural of grift. That's a tough word to say, and it should not be in the punchline of a joke. It just doesn't work. But what can I do? Because all the writers are on strike right now. If I had comedy writers, they would have fixed that punchline. Because that's hard to say. Grifts together. Family that grifts together stays together. Okay, anyway. We tried. So this was a big story yesterday. This is actually the front page of the New York Post. But I didn't see this talked about anywhere else in the media. Did you? I mean, I found it puzzling that this was not on CNN. This was not brought up at the town hall. Didn't see this on MSNBC. It's as if they're burying the story, much like they buried the story prior to the last election with the laptop. So we'll just have to see. Does this story have legs? Will it be covered in the press at all? I think they're just going to go with this same strategy of ignoring big stories when it comes to the current president. That's my suspicion. But I think with this headline yesterday, I think it ups RFK Jr.'s chances at the nomination considerably. Do you think the Dems can stick with Biden with all of this? Do you think that they're going to be able to stick with him and run him as a candidate or not? Because they'd have to put somebody else in. They'd have to get somebody else on the ballot to make sure that it's not Kennedy. The DNC certainly doesn't want that. I don't know. Really interesting times around this presidential election. You know, we thought that it was going to be pretty straightforward, or many people thought it was going to be pretty straightforward. But this news that was put out yesterday about the Biden family, that could change everything. Or change nothing at all. I don't know. But now let's get to some more artificial intelligence creeping into our lives. Wendy's, the fifth biggest fast food chain in the U.S., is partnering with Google to deploy an AI chatbot to interact with drive-thru customers, capable of taking orders, answering questions, and having conversations. The large language model, LLM, generative AI system, custom trained to take over from human workers, has been called Fresh AI and integrates with the company's point-of-sale systems while following the same rules as human staff. The pilot program will launch at a site in Columbus, Ohio next month with the aim of delivering a differentiated, faster, and frictionless experience for customers. So, look, looks like Wendy's is bringing back their classic catchphrase with a twist. Where's the beef? And now it's, where's the humans, right? The only thing you'll be ordering from a person soon will be their resume. Oh, is this what we want? We want to replace drive-thru workers at the Wendy's? You know, that's the issue, right? You don't have to pay the robot $15 an hour. You don't have to pay the robot their Social Security or health insurance or anything like that. I think more and more jobs are going to go away with this automation, with AI. I don't think anyone really recognizes what a big change that this is going to be. And the corporations don't care, right? The corporations, their job is to make money for their shareholders. So if you can make more money by getting rid of everybody at the drive-thru, taking the drive-thru orders, they're going to do it. And other restaurants are going to have to follow through and do the same thing if they're going to stay competitive. I never really imagined that those jobs would be going away so quickly, but I think they will. I think they'll be gone very soon. This can just come through and just take over the country. Ordering from a robot. And who knows, maybe it'll be more efficient. I don't know. Have you noticed any automation like that at fast food restaurants? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the last time I went through a drive-thru. So I haven't seen anything myself. But now I'm going to be on the lookout for it. And I do think we're going to see a lot of it this year. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. Robert De Niro has become a father again at the age of 79, making him a member of a fairly exclusive club of older new fathers. The exact date of the birth has not been announced, nor the mother's name. The birth would make DeNiro a father of 7 children, as old as 51 and as young as 11. According to a 2018 study by Stanford, men 55 and older accounted for only 111,000 births over the decade in the United States. The study found an association between older fathers and higher risk of various medical issues with children. The increase in father's age parallels a rise in mother's ages. Well, it looks like Robert De Niro's joined the exclusive club of older dads. And I mean, sure, it's impressive, but let's be real. At his age, he's probably just trying to get some extra sleep. And if you think about it, having a baby at 79 is kind of having a really expensive alarm clock that you just can't hit snooze on. Oh, I don't know. I try. I don't necessarily know about that stat that older fathers, that there's a risk toward the health of the baby. I think it's mainly due to the age of the mother. So typically you would think that the older a father would be, probably the mother would be older as well. And that's probably the correlation there, but I don't know. I didn't read the study. 79. Wow. That's an old dad. That is an old dad. I hope that I'm able to have a kid before I turn 79. That's that's pushing it. But yeah. I don't know. I don't really have much else to add to that, but I think, yeah. Nothing else. Let's get to some good news. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention has reported that adult cigarette smoking in the U.S. has dropped to a record low, with 11% of adults reporting smoking down in 2022, down from 12.5% in 2021. However, e-cigarette usage is on the rise, with 6% of adults and 14% of teens reporting e-cigarette usage in 2022. E-cigarettes also contain dangerous chemicals that can damage the heart and lungs and lead to health problems similar to those caused by traditional cigarettes. The decline in smoking may not lead to a decrease in nicotine addiction, given the rise of electronic products, warned the doctor in that study. So it looks like we've made a lot of progress getting people to stop smoking, but we still have work to do to convince them that vaping is not the answer. It's like, you got one bad habit, you trade it for another. It's like, no, I quit Dr. Pepper, and now I'm strictly a Pepsi man. Yeah, that doesn't quite work that way. So the trading of traditional cigarettes for e-cigarettes, that's not the best move. I am glad to see that smoking is down to that low, because cigarette smoking really is one of the worst things you can do for your longevity and your health. I thought years ago I have developed my own way of quitting smoking. You're happy to try this, because there's 2 components to quitting smoking, right? There's the physical and then the mental. Okay? And in my opinion, you need to curb both of them. And it's going to take time, and it's going to be hard. And so my suggestion is, if you're a smoker and you want to quit smoking, you've tried a million different ways. One way that you could try is, anytime you feel like having a cigarette, sure, go outside, light up a cigarette, take 3 drags, and then put it out. Then, in that way, You're giving your body that nicotine hit that you need, but you're not taking in all the extra stuff that you don't need. And you're also getting that habit of going outside and taking a drag on your cigarette. But what you're doing is you're decreasing both of those. You're taking in less nicotine and you're smoking a smaller amount of time. Over time, that's going to lower your desire for a cigarette. I guarantee it. So that is my suggestion on how to quit smoking. If you've tried a lot of different ways and they haven't worked, give that one a try and let me know if it works for you. Because honestly, everyone that's tried that method to quit smoking in my own personal life has succeeded. 100%. Although we don't really have enough data to conclude that it's the best. But it's the best that I've seen. Anyway, I do think that's good news. Good news for everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday already with a fact check. Should I consider fact-checking CNN on CNN's fact check of Trump and the town hall? I may do that, but I'll have to see if I can make it fun. Anyway, stick around the after show. I'll be going through your comments. Hope you have a beautiful day and you're able to get outside and do something. Until tomorrow, peace. Thanks for sticking around, y'all, for the after show. YouTube comments don't seem to be there. Let me see if I can fix this. Maybe? One more time. There we go. Here we go. Okay. So shout out to Duggo over on Rumble coming in with the thing. People who are triggered by Trump are brainwashed by propaganda. Perhaps. Unless you're well-versed in deprogramming, it's a waste of time trying to talk to them. So that's kind of what I wanted to address, is that I don't think that it's hopeless to try to talk to somebody that is triggered by someone the way that people are triggered by Trump or Biden or, you know, or Clinton or AOC or MTG or whoever it happens to be. If someone is just like gets emotional when you bring up someone, I still think it is possible to try to talk to them, but I think baby steps is the way to go. One little in and out. Talk about one thing they said and then let it go. Because if you stay with that subject, you know eventually it's going to get crazy. So don't let it get crazy. Just comment on one thing. Oh, I thought it was interesting, this point that he made, and then drop it. Because we really need to be able to talk to each other, even if we're irrational, or who you're talking to is irrational, or both of us, or both parties can be irrational. We still need to be able to talk to each other and get out of that bubble, for sure. Natasha says, Trump is hilarious. I don't understand Trump hate. I think it's caused by entertainment to regular CNN watchers, maybe other MSN. Beware inaudible frequencies. Okay, a little conspiracy there. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe I should do that. I should be running subconscious programming on this channel. And, you know, I could do that with special messages to, you know, get you to hit the thumbs up button or something like that, right? I'm just being, You know, just being subtle, getting you to hit the like button and share and comment and all that good stuff. I don't know enough about inaudible frequencies to program people's minds, but maybe that's something I should consider. That might be a good thing for this channel. Share his quote about something without saying he said it, and then let them know he said it. You know, that kind of gotcha. You know, you say something, oh, you know, I heard AOC said something, and then you say the thing, and then you say, oh, you like that? Oh, that was actually Trump. It is kind of a gotcha. I don't think it's very persuasive. I think you just tick people off when you do that. So, you know, but we're all different. So you have to see what works with someone. I know that in my own life, there are people that cannot talk about Trump. And I just made the decision with some people to never mention it at all. And then we were able to get along. But I would like to be able to find a way to just talk about things that are uncomfortable or that trigger people. And basically, I'm looking for ideas. You know, if you got good ideas, you gotta tell me, because this is a subject that is still tough to do. So, yeah, he is a little bit old to be raising anything. Talking about DeNiro. Yeah, because they didn't release who it is, I don't even know if it's his girlfriend or who he's living with right now. But you know, I understand it. You do kind of feel sorry for the kid for not, you know, probably not having a father in his life, but, you know, the kid's probably going to get millions of dollars. And so, you know, that kid's going to be better off than, than a good majority of kids that are born in this country. So I don't feel too bad about that. Natasha says, I started the ball rolling with no smoking indoors back in the late 80s. Letter to the editor at Weekly Post newspaper, most influential thing I've ever done. Okay. Natasha says, I'm too cheap to smoke or do drugs or drink a lot. Thriftiness prevents such luxuries. Well, that is one thing that you can do. It's shocking how expensive cigarettes have become. I've been a welder for almost 29 years. All the smoke that I've inhaled, that cigarette isn't going to kill me. Perhaps. Yes, fact check CNN. Okay. Okay, we're here, Tom, the comments. Entertainment, not entrainment, not entertainment. Okay. Did YouTube censor my China comment? If you, Doug, I'm looking here. I see you said, hey, I'm number 2. And yes, fact check CNN. I don't see a China comment. I do not censor anything in the comments. So that must be the magical algorithm censored your comment out, Doug. Mr. Doug Christopher. So you can, if you want your comment to go through, be sure to head on over to Rumble, where you can post comments, and apparently they do not magically disappear. So that's all I can say about that. So yeah, I'll see if I can make this CNN thing funny or not. I haven't watched the whole show yet. The clips that I did see, I found amusing, and I know that people that think a certain way would be very would feel the opposite of me. So I'll see what I can put together for that. But that's all I have today. It is a damn beautiful day here in Portland, so I am definitely going outside as soon as this show is over. I hope that you are able to get out as well. Yeah, I'll be checking for your comment over on Rumble if you decide to post it over there. But anyway, y'all have a beautiful day. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, peace.